Christian McCaffrey was spotted flying to Germany to see a doctor that he could only see there. And my dad also knows doctors, spoke to one about this situation. Dad, why don't you tell people what you learned?
Okay, I didn't actually speak to anybody. I texted. So I
texted.
So I wrote to a doctor. Christian McCaffrey is seeing a specialist in Germany for Achilles tendonitis. What does this mean? The doctor wrote back, that is interesting. They are known for Achilles tendon rupture surgery and rehab, but I am unaware of their expertise in Achilles tendonitis. Okay, let's linger. Let's linger on that for a minute. What he's saying is they have no special expertise, the Germans, in Achilles tendonitis. And you got to say Christian McCaffrey is near two great hospitals, Stanford and UCSF.
But they don't have the Germans.
They don't have enough Germans. But what I'm saying is they're probably all over Achilles tendonitis.
Yes.
So it leads me to speculate that this is no run-of-the-mill Achilles tendonitis, that it's certainly a lot more than people get. Because I looked up on the internet, you get Achilles tendonitis, it means you've overstressed the tendon, you put ice on it, you relax a little, you do some physical therapy, and you're supposed to be okay. It doesn't seem, I'm sure they know all about that.
It doesn't say anything about going to see the Germans.
It doesn't say that you need to see Wolfgang, or you know what I mean, to get this taken care of.
No.
Wolfie. So we got to think that this, okay, possibly, because I don't know nothing, but I'm just hypothetically, something really, really, this is one of the worst cases of Achilles tendonitis in the history of the world, or there's something else going on. What do you think, Grant?
Well, look what happened with Dre Greenlaw last year. He had Achilles tendonitis, didn't go see the Germans. Maybe he should have. Tried to sort of play through it, and then eventually ruptured his Achilles tendon just jogging onto the field in the Super Bowl. So McCaffrey is acting like a guy who's very anxious or nervous that he could rupture his Achilles if he hasn't partially done so already. I was watching a video that sometimes an Achilles tendon can kind of fray like a piece of rope. So if that's what's happening with him, I could see him being scared and trying to see if there's some type of an injection or treatment that can fix something that rest won't fix on its own.
Right. He seems to be past the point of rest.
Yes.
So I think we could speculate, and we're only speculating, that what he has is a precursor to a tear, or he maybe even has a little tear. And he's gone over there because they can do better with that sort of thing than American doctors and hospitals. And Iggy, you made a very good point last night. We were talking about it. Is he trying to save his season or his career?
And that's what it seems like to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have to visit the Germans, I feel like the concern is saving your career, not necessarily saving your season. Like, Dad, how serious of an injury would you have to go seek German expertise?
I would have to, no, seriously. I mean, I have Medicare and I have a supplement, and I figure they can take care of me here. We have great medical care here. So this is probably, I'm going to take a cough drop, guys. I apologize.
Got to do it.
Probably a very, very serious injury, or on the verge of being a very serious injury. And, Kyle is very close-lipped about things like that, which is fair. He's the coach. I probably wouldn't tell a lot either, but whatever he says, you always have to you may have to read more into it. And I think this kid, McCaffrey, is fighting for his career right now. It's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. And I have no way of knowing. I don't think Christian or the 49ers do either. I just, from the way things are going, I'd be surprised if he plays again this year. He may. But I would personally be surprised. And I kind of get the feeling that part of what's going on here is not just the injury, it's the fact that the Niners gave him an extension this offseason with new guaranteed money, and it's a bad look. So instead of just ending his season, they're saying, well, we don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll give it a couple of weeks. He'll go to Germany. He'll come back. There's a treatment. But I think part of it is just embarrassment about giving an extension to a guy who had a pre-existing condition that's very serious.
Yeah, now they have the money. They could give the extension, but I come back to Bill Walsh. He used to say it all the time. I don't pay for past performance. I pay for what I think he could do in the future.
Mhm.
And I think when they gave him this extension, which is $19 million a year, Iggy, right?
Mhm.
$19 million a year, they were paying for past performance because I think they knew that there was some issue with his Achilles.
I would think they did. I would think he did. Maybe he had a calf injury and maybe he made it worse this offseason after he signed the extension, but I would think this is a pre-existing condition. He has guaranteed money next year as well. So he's going to be on this team whether or not he ruptures his Achilles.
What's the guarantee next season?
$8.5 million. Guaranteed, which means he's going nowhere. They're not going to pay him $18.5 million cash to go to not play football or play somewhere else.
And if you heard that management is not happy with how they spent money, well, this is the primary example of it. Iggy, isn't this worse? No question, because he's not even playing. This is worse than the Ayuk deal and the Trent Williams deal. At least they're playing.
Yeah. And it's like, Kobe went to Germany to get this treatment. Kobe also ruptured his Achilles. Kobe was not good after he ruptured his Achilles. So, Klay Thompson isn't the player he used to be after rupturing his Achilles. Those are basketball players, but Christian is not going to be the offensive player of the year if he ruptures his Achilles. This seems like he's definitely saving, maybe not his career, but his status as an elite player. And I don't know that he ever will be again.
Iggy, I don't think he's going to play this season.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. I mean, you say Lowell's negative, blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to react to what's going on. The guy went to Germany. I mean, there's Stanford Hospital right up the street. He went to Germany. This is very bad. I don't think he's playing this season.
Agree. Michael McCann says, Grant, beating a dead horse here. I know you're not a Belichick fan as a coaching replacement, but Bill Belichick doesn't lose by getting out coached.
Okay.
Well, we'll see what happens to Kyle. If they miss the playoffs this year because of injuries and he gave all these extensions out to players who are old and injured, I wonder how his bosses will feel.
Yeah.